The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Sentinel Homes, Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Sky Sport, your home for hockey, and Sport New Zealand. The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League, live.
Well, hello and welcome back to Hamilton. We have the last game all set of the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League. It's the men's grand final between the Central Falcons and this team in red, the Southern Alpiners. The Central Falcons have been the best team in the first round of the competition, and the Alpiners have been the best team in the second round of the competition. The Falcons have won by 3 goals to won their first 3 games and the first round, and the Alpiners won their 3 games in the second round. So we had the best team in the first round playing the best team of the second round, and that is where we're at with this game right now, as we head to the final in just a few minutes' time. So it's the Falcons and the Alpiners getting set for this clash. And we have in all 21 Black Sticks players out on the pitch today. Glenn Lamas, my name, and Lincoln Churchill is with me for this grand final. Falcons won the first clash between these two 2-1. The Alpiners won the second clash 3-2. It's been nothing in it between these two teams, Lincoln. And yesterday's match was a classic, wasn't it? And we really should be heading for what should be a thrilling conclusion to this year's tournament.
Great dress rehearsal yesterday. I mean, that was a game, I mentioned it earlier, that would certainly be worthy of a final. So hopefully we see something similar today from these two teams.
And that's what they're playing for, the Sir Owen Glenn Trophy. And what will be the original, or the first ever
magnificent looking trophy,
isn't it? Yes, and can the Falcons do the double? That's the question. The women's team really came good against the Tridents to win the final 1 week ago here. And if the Falcons can win the men's as well, there'll be a bunch of hockey players very happy with themselves around the lower half of the North Island. Yeah,
it's I mentioned it a few days ago. It's by no accident. I've been doing some good stuff in the central region. A lot of really good coaching and development going on in that area.
Here is the Falcons team, and missing out once again today is number 14, Patrick Matter. So there's no changes to the lineup, to the squad here for the Central Falcons. 10 Black Sticks players, including Shay McAleese, who's the captain today, number 7. He's the 4th most capped player in New Zealand history. Another good player to keep your eye on, Stephen Jennis, of course, number 8. He's scored the 4th most goals in New Zealand history in 91. In all, there's 1,041 caps in that Falcons lineup. That's international caps I'm talking there. And in the Alpiners, there's 1,008. So 2,049 international caps on display in this contest. Now, the Southern Alpiners missing out today, Nick Lidstone, number 8, number 12, Gus Wakeling, and number 20, Simon Yorston. So again, no changes to the Alpiners, although there is a late addition with Angus Griffin, who's actually been one of the backup keepers for the Tridents, being drafted in with Louis Beckett unavailable for this clash today. So that's where it is. We have 21 caps, 21 Black Sticks, 2,049 caps. And this is going to be, and both teams have won a game each. So it's all on this final. Really is beautifully set up. And I've been doing a little survey around our production team. For everyone that's picking the Falcons, we find the next person's picking the Alpiners, and the third person's actually picking a shootout. So it's been, we're all on the fence. which is wonderful.
And the Alpiners have got to the southern team that used to compete in the NHL, which has got a number of these players in it. They're a history of ending up in shootouts and finals. Unfortunately, I'll be hoping that doesn't happen, because the two of those that they were involved in, they lost both of them. So they'll be hoping this does not end in a shootout.
Here are the umpires for the clash today. Gareth Greenfield from Christchurch, David Tomlinson from Manawatu, both experienced international umpires. David Tomlinson will be one of our officials. He's on the left of screen, just walking across there. David Tomlinson, one of our 2 umpires that will be officiating at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. The other, Simon Taylor, officiated in the 3rd and 4th place playoff match, which was won by the Mavericks, incidentally, 4-1 over the Tridents. So let's have a look at the Alpiners. Angus Griffin coming into the team, as we touched on, a 22-year-old from Manawatu. George Anderson, who's played 61 games for New Zealand, is the established goalkeeper of this Alpiners lineup. Joseph Morrison, young player on the rise, only 19. He's wearing 3. George Connell, 7 games for the Black Sticks. He's wearing 4. Hugo Ingles in contention, you'd think, for the MVP of this tournament. He is number 5. Nick Eldon, another established New Zealand international, at 6. Same with Kane Russell, who's number 7, been playing in really good form. The captain, number 9, Nick Ross. Max Rasmussen, a young player, wearing 10. Dominic Newman's coming into some nice form, 58 games for New Zealand. He's wearing 11. Finn Ward from Otago, wearing 13, 20 years of age. Dylan Thomas, young player from Otago as well, 21, as is Jordan Ward. He is 22. He's wearing 15. Malachi Bushell from Otago, playing out of Howick Pakuranga at the moment. He's wearing 16. Sam Lane's been excellent form up front. David Bryden and Blair Tarrant have been rocks at the back. And Moss Jackson completes the lineup wearing 21, the New Zealand under-21 striker from last year. So that's the Alpiners lineup. Now we have a look at the Central Falcons. Black Sticks right across the squad as well, including number 1, Dom Dixon. Number 2 is Matt Van Aert, the under-21s keeper from 2019. Matt Wilcox wearing 3, 24-year-old from East Cape originally. Benedict Van Werkum wearing 4. Jordan Cohen wearing 5. And Sean Finlay, 6. 3 hard-working midfielders. Shea McAlee's touched on him. He's the captain today, 36 years of age. Stephen Jennis, another with huge amounts of experience. Joe Hanks, who scored the winner in the last second of the first clash between these two sides. He's wearing number 9. Nick Wilson, of course, hoping to end, I think, a 4-year absence out of international hockey. He's been in good form, wearing 12. Sam Hiha, what form he's been in the last couple of games. He's wearing 13. Dane Lett, solid as ever at the back. Same with Brad Reed. They're the next 2 players in the squad. Jacob Smith, a bit quiet in the last game, but he scored 5 goals for the Falcons, the leading goal scorer for this team. Harry Muskimen, Dylan Thomas, Callum Olsen and Trent Lett complete the lineup. And the coach is Mike Delaney of the Falcons. Grant Edwards, the coach of the Alpiners. Stand by, folks. We've got the grand final coming up right after this.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
yes, that is out of this world.
Here we go, folks. It's the grand final of the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League. Central Falcons in the black, Southern Alpiners in the red. If this game's drawn at full time, we'll have a shootout. And this should be an epic clash. Over 2,000 international caps on display in this game. 21 Black Sticks players. It's going to be a game of high quality, we hope, all the way through, and it's beautifully poised, this game, because these two have met twice in the competition so far, and each has won a game by just a single goal as Blair Tarrant fires it down to Hugo Ingles, who's been in sensational form for the Alpiners. And Shea McAleese playing for the Falcons pulls it out to Sam Hiha. Hiha here, number 13, one of the players that hasn't played for the Black Sticks, probably the biggest game just about of his career, as he looks to push for national squad honours, which will be named in a couple of weeks. 25 players to be confirmed by Darren Smith, the Black Sticks coach. And out of that squad, will the Olympic squad for next year emerge?
Some received by Joe Hanks there.
Wasn't it?
Crossfield pass from Dane Lett. It had to be a pretty pinpoint pass and a pretty pinpoint receive.
And Dylan Thomas can't link up with Stephen Jennis. Leading goal scorer for the Falcons is Jacob Smith with 5. They've scored 18 goals in this competition. The Alpiners just behind on 16. And it's Sam Lane who scored 5 goals. He's the leading goal scorer.
Yeah, well, certainly on form, I think we've got the best two teams in the comp playing in this game. Alpiners a little bit slower to find their feet in the competition. Struggling a little bit through the first round, but they've come good.
Well, they didn't win a game, did they? They didn't win a game in the first round. And then they've won 3 in a row to make the final. It's been a big turnaround for them. It's McAleese to Dane Lett and now Brad Reed. All established players in the Vantage Black Sticks team. There's Lett. Pulls it down to Kane Russell, and he's just played that onto his foot. So it's going to be Jennis with the free hit. Nice ball to Jacob Smith. Can't get it to Dylan Thomas, and that's a good interception from Dominic Newman.
Hanksy was well positioned to pick off that pass by Dominic Newman. So the Alpiners just look like they're quite content to sit in a half-court press here, and then they just send up the Lone Ranger, Hugo Ingles, to try and keep him on one side of the pitch. You can see Hugo here quite disconnected from the rest of the striking group.
Well, Dane Lett, it's interesting to see Ingles there. Dane Lett just realised, oh, that's Hugo. I need to keep it away from him. And he just pushed that pass a little bit too far as the Alpiners come on to an attacking situation with Nick Ross. But every single Falcons player is back behind the ball at the moment. And it's just a wall of black and gold in front of the Alpiners here as Rasmussen comes forward. Plays it off the foot there of Harry Muskimen. And Sam Lane to take it. Lane, one of the few players actually in the league to have scored both from penalty corners and the field. There's Lane. Whoa, that's high, wide and handsome.
And it tends to be because there's actually, it's a bit more of a rare thing for a striker to be a drag flicker. So usually the flickers are all play at the back. So you see that with, Kane Russell's playing in the midfield here for the Alpiners, but he's
Nick Woods,
historically
Corey
been a
Bennett.
defender. Corey Bennett, Nick
Hayden
Woods
Shaw rings a bell.
Yep, all play at the back. So Sam Lane, unusual to be a striker who is a flicker.
That's great work from Jordan Cohen. But he's just been battling himself for the last 30 seconds.
We'll go here. So Tomlinson just changing the call and just letting everybody know that was his bad.
Yes, umpire Tomlinson is at the defensive end for the Alpiners. Umpire Greenfield at the defensive end for the Falcons. Whoa.
Great steal.
What a great steal. And now Ingles has a chance to run at Reed here. Ingles. Oh, he's lost control of that. Wow, for one of the rare occasions in the tournament, Hugo Ingles couldn't.
Dane let breathe a
Mount
sigh
something.
of relief there. His pocket picked by Finn Ward.
Now here's a chance for Nick Wilson. But Tarrant, who's been an absolute force, hasn't he, at the back for the Alpiners. Yeah, Wilson claims he had the ball. The umpire not listening.
Yeah, they'll come under a bit of pressure, the two umpires today. Thought they did a pretty good job yesterday, to be fair, in this clash. They umpired it very well. We mentioned the two Hatch Cup final umpires from 1997.
Where Van Workham's going to pick that one off. Nice stick there from Tarrant. Really clever. And Blair Tarrant's coming forward here. It's years of hockey experience coming through there. Now Muskimmon's taking it away for the Falcons. Nice work from Harry Muskimmon. And that will be Falcons' ball. Good work there from the midfielder. Of course, Uncle Peter on a pretty all-star cast in that Falcons. Umesh Paraga is the manager of the team. Some serious hockey grunt on the sideline for the Falcons. Now, that's not a great pass, and Morrison has picked it up.
It was a bad giveaway from
Good ball from
Finlay.
Joseph Morrison. Now, Dylan Thomas concedes the free hit.
Yeah, did enough there. Olsen. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, a very impressive support staff around all the teams. I mean, the managers, Casey Hemwood, Umesh Parag, Campbell Stewart, there's a lot of outstanding hockey people.
It's a good play from Van
around these
Workham.
teams.
Two number fours there. Connell just got the ricochet from the foot. Plenty of chatter on the sideline, plenty of chatter on the pitch. It's already got a nice feeling, this game, Lincoln. Good edge to it.
It does. Both teams getting at each other. See Hugo Ingles and Nick Ross coming to the sideline, but being replaced by two black sticks for two black sticks.
Yeah, Newman and Lane are back on.
In fact, three black sticks. Tarrant coming off and Bryden coming on.
Yeah.
It's
And
the three most senior roosters for the Alpiners, with Ross, Ingles and Tarrant. Three most experienced players all coming off at the same time.
yeah, Ross hasn't really got into the... I don't think he's had the ball at his stick yet. Downfield, and it's going to be Moss Jackson, the target. And he's done great there to keep it in the field of play. Moss Jackson into the circle comes the big striker. Out comes the keeper Dixon, and clearing it is Reed.
Yeah, it was good by Moss Jackson. Tried to protect the ball and good intervention by Dixon just to get out, confront him.
Hanks, Van Workham. There's some heat there from Elder.
Harry Muskimmon did a pretty good job of not giving away a penalty corner there as well. Would have been easy to do.
Here's Jennis, who's just got the one goal in the tournament. Bulk of the goals coming from Nick Wilson and from Jacob Smith. And now the target for that one is Jackson again, but McAleese will guide it to the sideline. Elder. Nice composure from him.
The Falcons, as I mentioned earlier in the league, a real feature of their play has been their press, and again they're pretty aggressive on the Alpiners. Alpiners seem at the moment to be a bit more content to throw the ball over the top of the Falcons rather than play through them.
Connell quietly downfield to Bryden, but again he's been hounded by Jennis. It was good play from Bryden, just to earn the free hit.
Held his nerve nicely.
Tarrant back on after a short break.
Same with Ingles. So
Yeah, here he is, Hugo.
Big Gun's not getting too long to cool off.
Bryden. Ross still on the sideline, no. Tarrant. That's Cannon into the stick there of Wilcox. But Morrison, the other number 3. Good young player. He'll relish the opportunity. Oh, just talk him up, and then away comes Muskimmon with the ball. And he tries to find Hanks. Nice control from Hanks, but there's Bryden. Good work from David Bryden there.
Yeah, very good. Bridie, he is very good at cleaning up the scraps. Did well there. Again, it was a nice counter-attack from the Falcons. They just always look threatening on the break.
I've liked Bryden. I think by his standards would have admitted he had a pretty quiet opening to this Premier Hockey League, but boy, he's been good in the last couple of games. Here he is on the ball here. He hasn't put a foot wrong, David Bryden. And how's that for a pass? Here's a chance. Straight into Dixon, not cleared, still there. Penalty corner's conceded. Well, what a wonderful pass from Bryden, and then a terrific move from Sam Lane to create the penalty corner.
Yeah, it was excellent. And it was very good positioning to start with from Sam Lane, just holding height, sitting in behind, and yep, that was the right. And in the end, really, Dom Dixon sort of had to do that. It was a little bit like when the grenade falls out of your hand in the bunker, and you just have to dive on it, don't you? Giving away the penalty corner. Had he not done that, I think Hugo Engels would have just tapped it in. So penalty corner, which the Alpiners certainly started to find their rhythm with these.
So let's have a look here. The Alpiners have scored 5 penalty corner goals, 16 in total, and Lane and Russell have both scored from penalty corners. Russell just the once. He's wearing 7. Lane wearing 17.
Oh, Jacob Smith is...
Here we go. It's going to be Lane. And it's deflected for another penalty corner.
And this will be interesting because Jacob Smith actually broke there. He fell over the line as the ball was drained, but umpire Greenfield just let things play on. Normally when that happens, he would stop and then that player has to go to the halfway and they defend with one less. But anyway, it was allowed to carry out.
And it cannon into the foot there of Hanks on the replay. Let's see if Ingles is on the money again with this. And now it's Lane again. And beautifully stopped by Dixon. Down he went to get rid of it.
Yeah, top goalkeeping Dom Dixon. If anything, I think the height from Lane was just a little bit generous. So they elect to use the same option and Lane rips it, but it was just probably needed to be a little lower or higher. And Dom Dixon was able to get a nice, comfortable glove on the ball.
Well, Dom Dixon's been really solid. Just the 3 games for New Zealand for the 24-year-old. And originally from Hastings. There's Russell dispossessing Dylan Thomas. Here's Lane again creating havoc. Russell continued his run, but Brad Reed with a good stop there for the Falcons.
It's a couple of times now. So what the Alpiners are looking to do is they're sending one striker quite high just to try and keep the Falcons on one side of the pitch and kind of baiting the Falcons with that mid-pass into the midfielder and then very quickly springing on him. So you saw it happen there with Kane. So we see it here again. Now they're going to fall back a little bit on this occasion. It was a great steal by Kane Russell.
Wasn't it? Moss rather playing that one forward was Trent Lett. Now it's been taken, and Ross will go for Sam Lane downfield. He decides against it. Russell. Whoops, Ward.
Definitely should have gone to the other side of the field there, Finn Ward. Went straight back into the congestion.
Nice play from Dylan Thomas. McAleese into the circle. Great little steal and stop there from Nick Ross.
It probably happened off camera there, but Nick Wilson just did a roly-poly in the circle. It was great to watch. Little gymnastics move.
Here's Sam Hiha. He's been in superb touch. Sam Hiha in the last 2 games. One of the best players for the Falcons. Just over 2 to play in this first quarter. As Hiha comes to Blair Terrence, but not much passes Blair Terrence, like he's playing with 2 sticks at the moment.
Or one really big one.
Yeah.
So, got a big reach, very imposing defender, Blair Tarrant. Very strong and gutsy, so he is hard to get through.
Here's Brad Reed.
He's reasonably intelligent too, gets himself in the right positions, reads the game very well.
Here's Dylan Thomas, trying to use those long limbs of his. Now Jacob Smith. Here's Finlay into the circle. Got to be careful here. Play on's the call, and it's again well defended by the Alpiners as Kane Russell looks to clean up.
Yeah, it's good instinct by Jacob Smith just to try and take that hit quickly, catch the Alpiners out. Real arm wrestle.
Taken quickly by Thomas. Thomas! Spectacular. How did the Alpiners keep that out?
Yeah, good save by Anderson. I mean, actually, we saw a goal earlier today from Matt Rees-Gibbs of the Mavericks in almost the exact same position.
Well, check this one out here. This had smoke coming off it from Dylan Thomas.
Yeah, Anderson doing a pretty good job. I mean, the one difference I would say between the shot from Rees-Gibbs and Thomas was that Rees-Gibbs was straight along the deck. That one hit up in the air, and one of the problems when you shoot in the air from long range, more around the top of the circle, is it is reasonably easy for keepers to use their gloves.
Ingles comes forward now, but he's on his own lonesome. He's got Finn Ward up there. Ingles sweeping it around a defender. Out comes Dixon again. Clean stop that time. Ingles disappointed he didn't do something a bit better than that, and Heha's going to tidy up. And I tell you what, Bryden needed to be aware because Nick Wilson was just hovering and just behind him.
Yeah, that's a contest the Falcons will want to avoid giving up there, like Trent Lett trying to chase Hugo Ingles.
10 seconds left in this first quarter. It's McAleese. Try and find Jacob Smith. Free hit. Jacob Smith will take it quickly. Crashes it in towards Nick Wilson. But that should do it for the first quarter. As the Falcons looked for something in those last few seconds. The entertaining first 15 minutes has ended with the score at 0-0.
Yep, helter-skelter stuff. It's interesting, like there's a good tempo in this game, a little bit of pressure. It's just one thing I thought was quite noticeable in that quarter was just the younger players in both teams. Just maybe struggling a little bit with the pressure. Not quite these teams, the younger guys in both these teams have done a pretty good job through this competition, but at the moment today, there's maybe just a few nerves, maybe just not quite maybe they're not being allowed the time and the space by their opponents. Just certainly being asked to sing for their supper a little bit more. So I'm sure you'll see them start to grow as this game moves on.
Well, Dom Dixon's been a bit of a star. Good save in the first half from the Falcons keeper to keep his team with a clean sheet. But the threats will continue to come from the Alpiners. They've got some great attacking threats. Ingles, Lane, who's in good form now, and of course, you can't ignore Kane Russell when he puts the foot down and wants to get forward. He can really create for his teammates.
Yeah, both teams, it's an interesting little battle. Both teams definitely got some pretty clear tactics in how they're pressing, as you'd expect them to have. It's one of the standout jobs of a coach is to work out how you're going to press your opponents, and depending on what they're doing. So both teams seem to have a pretty clear plan about how they're going about stuff. It'll be interesting to see how they respond in this quarter. So the Falcons, a couple of quite critical turnovers from them off that Alpiners press in that period.
Well, at quarter time yesterday, it was 1-1 between these two teams. Jennison Ingles have got on the scoreboard. So there really is nothing between these two teams. They're so evenly matched. Talent, they've got great talent at both ends in the midfield. Two good keepers.
Yeah,
it's just
very good contest.
Yeah, let's see if that good contest continues. Don't doubt it will. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here of the 2020 Premier Hockey League Grand Final. And the Central Falcons come into the circle. There's a shot. It's gone wide by Dylan Thomas. That's the best chance of the game so far.
Oh, it deserved a goal. It was just a beautiful piece of hockey down that right-hand sideline. Just a little bit of interplay there by Thomas and Hanks and into Smith. And I mean, it wasn't an easy chance, but I mean, the Mavericks awarded goal of the tournament so far by themselves. In the earlier game, they were claiming it. That would have definitely overtaken it had Thomas found the net with that.
Ooh, big call from Lincoln.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it was a good goal by the Mavericks, but
Mavericks would argue, hey, but our goal went in and theirs didn't, so
you did.
Bye-bye.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It wasn't a goal, so you can't.
Yeah, it was a really good goal from the Mavericks in that last game. the third goal they scored. Fantastic breakout, finished off by Cam Hayde, a simple tap-in. Now, McAleese. Brad Reed. Nice play from Reed. And he delivers. Well, a tough one there for Trent Lett, who drifted forward on that left side.
Yeah, you know you've done things pretty well in a game of hockey when you've got a guy that on the end of a sequence of play that can just tap the ball into the net. Usually always meant there was quite a few things that went right.
Tarrant. Reed cuts that one out. Lane tries to dispossess him. And now Dominic Newman has dispossessed him. But Thomas in there nicely. Dylan Thomas playing well. Here he is, number 19. Tallest player on the pitch. Maybe other than Dom Dixon.
Yeah, it'd be good to see those two sides up against each other, both from the Hawke's Bay.
Hanks calls it off to McAleese.
Brought up on a steady diet of apples.
And other fruit.
Yeah, very good. Certainly probably guys I think have observed the 5+ rule for large chunks of their lives.
Tarrant. He's been good for the Alpiners.
It's a bit of a tumble there.
Yeah, a bit of showtime for the fans, that one. What would you rate that one? 9.5 from Blair Tarrant?
It was pretty good. He rolled nicely, got to his feet, good finish. Probably only area he let himself down was as you're supposed to turn and face the judges.
Yeah.
At the end of your routine, and he didn't really do that.
That's why I took 5.5 of a point off him. Here comes Bryden.
Careful here, Bryden. He should get rid of this as quick as he can.
He has done. And there's Maxwell Rasmussen. Rasmussen tries to go around McAleese. Now Russell. Tackle is allowed by the umpires, and away comes Smith. Played into the foot there of Tarrant. There was good work prior to that from Jordan Cohen, who's on the ball now. And now it's Letts.
Fine margin for error in those kind of tackles when you're reaching across the player like that from Jordan Cohen. He got it spot on. Get that slightly off, then that would have been a penalty corner.
Newman decides to try and find Lane in the middle. Now Trent Lett's got this one covered. And it's gone off Lane's foot. So a free hit for the Falcons. Nick Wilson just coming back on. So to Nick Elder. Matt Wilcox, Sean Finlay. Dylan Thomas all back on. Reminding you there are Dylan Thomases on both teams today. They're not related. And we have the Dylan Thomas for the Alpiners on at the moment, but Dylan Thomas for the Falcons off. There goes Trent Lett. Poor pass, though, picked off by Rasmussen.
If they were brothers, you'd have to say that'd just be really bad parenting.
Yes. Well, I should have said they're not related. That would have cleared that one up.
Oh, you did say that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks.
It's just clarifying that they're definitely not brothers.
Here's McAleese. 310 games. Only Philip Burrows sits ahead of him for most games for New Zealand. And one other player. In fact, two players. I'm trying to think who the other two are. I think Dean Cousins might be one of them.
Over 300, we say Phil Burrows.
Phil Burrows, Dean Cousins, Ryan Archibald and Shea McAleese. McAleese, if he gets to the Olympics next year, could overhaul a couple of those others.
He might be the first to 500, Shea McAleese. He seems to just keep going, that man. Looks after himself pretty well.
I don't doubt if they played international hockey this year, he'd be above a couple of those others now. Miskimmon with a stop, but he's given up the free hit. Connell takes it quickly into the circle. This is good play from the Alpiners. Dylan Thomas has it. And it's a long corner.
Good work again by Miskimmon. Pretty good defending on that baseline. A few questions asked of him in this game already, and he's come up trumps on both occasions.
Bryden. Tarrant drifts out to the right this time. Ingles with a touch. Dixon's there. Oh, he got himself into a bit of a jam there, Dixon. It just kept rolling away from him.
I thought he was just going to come out and
boot it.
Boot the living daylights out of it, but he in the end decided to be a little bit cuter.
Well, I reckon if he'd had a swing at it with his foot, he would have missed it. It was going across him a bit, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, and I suppose he probably had to, he really came at that. He had to stretch a lot further than he perhaps originally anticipated, so you might be right, like a full stretch like that might have been hard to kick it.
It's a nice accurate pass. To Jackson. Finlay's over there, one of the young players on the pitch. He and Joseph Morrison for the Alpiners, just 19 years of age. And now Finlay, he crashes the ball to Nick Elder, who's looking to make something of this. Now Dylan Thomas.
It's the second time that Sean Finlay's just a little bit uncharacteristic for him. In the context of how well he's played, he's just fired a couple of balls straight across the pitch that have gone directly to the Alpiners.
Yeah, it was a big night yesterday for Finlay. He turned 19 yesterday. Don't doubt he had a quiet night. It was such a big game today.
You see the press here from the Alpiners. Hugo Ingles quite high, just trying to keep them on one side of the pitch. And here he goes, just running at McAleese.
Dylan Thomas getting a good chunk of that one, though. McAleese has lost it. Still working hard to get it back, Jenis. He never gives the ball up easy.
Oh, look at
Jenis, how did he get through? Come on, that's just ridiculous. As Van Workum. Free hit to the Falcons. Well, he had no right.
Fantastic bit of skill from Jenis. And then immediately after that piece of skill, the vision to just spot Van Workum on the other side of the field.
Now Finlay, can he link up? Harry Muskimen goes to the baseline. Tarrant, though. And the Alpiners give up another free hit. Sustained pressure coming here from the Falcons. With 7 minutes to go in this half of the grand final. Finlay in some seriously dense traffic. And referee Tomlinson, umpire Tomlinson's going to stop play here and have a chat to Sean Finlay.
I think he wants to give Sean a birthday present, maybe. No, he doesn't. Just I think no, Tomlinson just trying to calm things down perhaps a little bit. Just a little bit of tension over there.
So the Alpiners, in the end, not too much pressure on in their circle on that play. Bushell is out there now, Malachi Bushell, number 16 here. 21-year-old from Otago. Rasmussen couldn't do much there, could he? Well, Van Workum, Rasmussen's going to get another chance. And he does have it to Sam Lane. Van Workum, good work from him. That was nicely anticipated.
Good Van Workums.
Here's Wilcox, who's good on the ball, of course. He's back to the centre, looks for space, but that's a poor pass. Now could open up here for Newman. Newman, there's two players clear, and it's Dylan Thomas. Stick there by Muskimen. What a play from him. Very good work from Harry Muskimen.
Yeah, it was.
Gee whiz.
Probably a bit unlucky not to get a free hit for getting a good block on that before the stick got swung.
Morrison's going to give up the free hit, the youngster. Well, Harry Muskimen's playing his best game of the Premier Hockey League. He's having a terrific game for the Falcons. Some important plays by him, mainly at the defensive end. Now, there's good pressure in Sam Lane. He's quick.
Another turnover from the Falcons in that midfield area.
Jackson the target again, but the numbers gone back there. Look, Lincoln, there's 7 of them in their own quarter. Now 8 from the Falcons. They transition back on defense very quickly. Morrison the target of that lofted ball. And that's going to go against Newman.
Yep. McAleese just doing well.
Oh, what a pass. What a pass. Jenis is away. Hee-ha inside him. Jenis is going all the way, but it's saved by Innocent, who had that near post covered. Here's the long corner. Dylan Thomas. Now Dane Letts.
We saw that a little bit yesterday too, where the Alpiners commit their numbers forward and then the Falcons just catch them on the break. Great vision by McAleese to release Jenis.
And there's a good pass from Ingles all the way down to Moss Jackson. Oh, he's played that little thump shot into the ground just a little bit too firmly. And Reed comes away with it. Thomas. Cohen. Jenis is a good player, but he's...
It's that pass I talk about not liking, where he ever going to get that? It's just smashed at his reverse stick as he's heading towards the sideline.
Well, I don't even think superglue on his stick would have stopped that one.
No, it's very, very tough. I mean, even if you make contact, it's just going to ricochet over the sideline.
Terrence. Over the top he goes to Finn Ward.
Done well here, Finn Ward. That's a great piece of control.
Tries to lift it over the stick there of Miskimen. Ward still asking questions. Morrison has given up the free hit.
Yes, done standing well again there, Harry Miskimen. That's about the
Yeah.
fourth clutch play. That was a bad choice by Sam Hihar to try and one-touch swing that forward. Just was in the wrong position to do that, so he just swung all around it.
Well, no goals in the game so far. Russell looks to change that, and he's got a bit of a communication issue there with Finn Ward. Even though there's no goals, like, it's been a really entertaining game. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it
Good.
has been. Both teams are doing a pretty good job of forcing errors from their opponents. So I think that'll certainly be the thing that both coaches will be asking for at half time, is just a little more control with the ball. Just especially the Falcons have been really guilty of just giving the ball away in the midfield.
Oh, what a ball from Reed, but jeepers. It has gone under the stick there of Nick Wilson.
Yeah, another uncharacteristic. We saw a couple yesterday from Nick Wilson where he missed traps where you just wouldn't expect that to happen.
Well, I'm looking at his stick right there, just wondering if someone had, I don't know, got the saw out and chopped a little bit off there, Lincoln, but they haven't. It went right under it.
Still got all of his hockey stick there.
Connell.
Just was a little bit tricky for him because it bounced right in front, but again, you know, I'm sure he's had that happen before.
Now Terrence. There's 2 minutes to go.
Joe Hanks shouldering arms and allowing that ball to sail over the baseline.
How, with 2 minutes to go, what are the chances of a goal being scored in these next 2 minutes? How often do you see that in sport? Just as a break in play is looming. You could see it. Really, it has a feeling the goals could come at any time. There is some serious hockey talent on this pitch. There's Ross. Russell. Oh, he didn't get the timing right there to Connell. The idea was right, the execution wasn't. Here's Finlay. McAleese. Jacob Smith. Nice little play to Jenis, who's going to sweep it across to Thomas, but he can't control that one.
Yep, certainly just see the players just taking a small moment of respite here, just slowing things up a little bit. Pretty hot out there today.
Yeah, it's not as windy, is it?
And as you mentioned, this is the fourth game in 5 days at this tempo. That's a pretty big ask of these guys.
Mind you, it's adrenaline kicking in now. It's a final. Here's Joseph Morrison. Connell's got himself right by the 25, and now Trent Lett is going to seek the safety of the sideline. 45 seconds left in this first quarter. Terrence. What will the experienced campaigner do? Just lift it over a Genesis stick. And Connell gets around Finlay. Terrence going to cross it in. And it's been cleared away by Thomas. McAleese. Well, that ricochet could have gone anywhere.
The Alpiners appealing to Greenfield there. Umpire Gareth Greenfield for a back of the stick clearance from Dylan Thomas, but he wasn't having any of it.
Now Dylan Thomas says a good ball. There's 10 seconds. Wilson, Smith charging. Here's Wilson. Time against him is Wilson. Can't score. He was wide, and that will do it for the first half. Close call there for the Southern Alpiners.
Yeah, good break, and it was well defended in the end. They got back and just did enough. It was Finn Ward screaming back to get pressure on Nick Wilson there.
Well, there it is. It's a goalless first half, but it's been highly intriguing. We'll come back for a wrap of the first half very shortly. The second half not too far away.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more and go further. Now available with the Ford Assured Future Value Finance offer. Simply pick your payment plan and at the end of the term choose if you want to keep your Ford Escape, return your Ford Escape or upgrade to a new Ford. Easy. Ford. Bring on tomorrow.
So, Egypt, exciting.
It's been my lifelong dream to see the sunrise over the pyramids. Oh, it's silly, really.
Not at all. The room, it must be 502.
More than ever, we need our parents to be more supportive
so we can go out there and have some fun.
We're on a mission to find some of our most famous sport parents.
To give our parents some helpful advice.
So do you think he'll be able to help us out?
Absolutely. When I played sport, it was all about having fun.
Talk about the effort they win and not about the fact that they won the game.
Try and encourage our kids to get involved in as many sports as possible.
We want to build kind, strong, resilient athletes.
They see and watch your behaviour all the time. They see everything.
You know, don't pressurise them and trying to make them improve too quickly.
Kids coming in with a lot of overtraining injuries.
They're not supposed to know how to have the winning mindset at the age of 12.
If they come off that field or come off that court with a smile on their face, then I'm a happy man.
We came up with 10 golden rules for being an awesome sport parent.
To check them out, go to besportive.kiwi.
Let's have a look at the stats here in the first half as we welcome you back to Hamilton. The Falcons and the Alpiners, it's 0-0 at the moment. Only 7 shots on goal in the first half. That's not many. Circle entries only 5 for the Falcons, so that's interesting. The Alpiners have been doing a good job, a very good job, an outstanding job not to let the ball get into their circle. So it's a little scoreline, but plenty of intrigue and comment being passed around the stadium here as we go down to Lincoln Churchill and get some halftime reaction.
Well, Grano was the Alpiners, game pretty evenly poised.
Yeah, it's pretty even at the moment. I think probably the Falcons have been ahead a little bit in possession and perhaps on chances, but it is evenly poised.
Yeah, I mean, I thought your press looked pretty good. You've created some pretty good turnovers in their midfield area.
Yeah, we have created some opportunities, but been disappointing so far of how we've gone to that next step and creating an attacking chance. We're just going a little bit too much through their players. Want to get them passing around their players and create a few more opportunities there.
Yeah, well, looking forward to the second half. It should be a cracker.
Thank you very much.
So that's the Alpiners side of the equation. He's got plenty of talent to work with there. Remember, 1,008 international caps in that Alpiners lineup, 1,041 in the Falcons. Name me another contest in New Zealand sport that's had over 2,000 international caps in the same game. I can't think of one either. That's how good the standard has been in this game here. And of course, Darren Smith, the coach of the Black Sticks, is loving every second of that. As we go back to Lincoln for some reaction now from the Falcons.
Well, here with Mike Delaney, the Falcons. Mike, they put you under a little bit of pressure in that first half.
Yeah, I think there's been some good movements from both sides. It's obviously quite a tight game at the moment, so hopefully we can open things up and fine-tune some accuracy.
Yeah, what are your key instructions to the boys for the second half?
Just exactly that, have some accuracy going forward. I think our structure's pretty solid, so now can we have some good movement, connect well, and score some goals, mate.
Yeah, I hope for everyone's sake we find some goals in this match, so good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Here we are, Mike Delaney. Famous last words. Hopefully we can get some goals, but of course this is sport. There's no guarantee. And we can remind you again that if we're locked up at full time, we will be going to a penalty shootout. We didn't have a penalty shootout in the second round at all. I think we had 2 in the first round of the men's competition. In fact, the Alpiners were involved with both of them and lost both of those shootouts. So that doesn't bode well, does it? If we go to a shootout. So let's see, under what's a glorious day now in Hamilton. That wind has died off. Temperature around mid-20s. So it is just all set up here. No excuses for either team as they chase the title and the Sir Owen Glenn Trophy, which is awarded to the winner. And if the Falcons can do it, of course, they'll win both the women's and the men's tournament, with the women, of course, winning the final last weekend by 3-1. It was that full-time score against the Tridents. So if the Falcons can go back-to-back or win both, do the double, it'll be a great achievement for them. Lincoln Churchill's back in the commentary position here. Of course, you mentioned those southern teams, no joy with the penalty shootouts in the NHL in the last few years. Of course, the Alpiners have been, and just gone back through my notes, the Alpiners have had 2 draws in this competition and lost both of the shootouts of those as well.
Yeah, they've got the little hoodoo on them on the shootouts. It's a little bit like the New Zealand women's team had that for I can't remember. They lost about 5 or 6 in a row or something in key matches. So
that's right.
They finally won one. So 1-1 in the Commonwealth Games, I think, in 2016 to earn their spot in the final against Australia, which they won. So the Alpiners will be hoping that they can. Alpiners will be hoping that if it goes to a shootout, they can turn their fortunes around.
Absolutely.
But we've still got 30 minutes of hockey to play, which might bring some field goals, which could change all of that.
Well, we'll see. It's hard to actually... I don't think you can make an argument to suggest or to say which team's been better in this first half. It's been very even, Lincoln.
Yeah, it has been even. Both teams have had some pretty good opportunities on the counter. I say pretty good opportunities. They haven't resulted in overly threatening goal shots, but they've had opportunities on the break against the other team. One penalty corner going to the Alpiners, but pretty well blocked by Dom Dixon.
Ingles puts the foot down straight away.
It's interesting in the half-time. Alpiners, who I felt have actually been pretty competitive in that first half, especially in terms of the pressure they've applied, haven't really allowed the Falcons to breach them very easily. They got a feeling like certainly the the sense I got from what they were talking about is they want more. They want more from themselves. They're pretty hungry.
Lane takes it off Trent Letts. Into the circle comes Lane with a surge of a run here. Oh, there's a chance with the keeper away, but Dylan Thomas is there to tidy up. That could have fallen to Dominic Newman. It could have been 1-0.
Oh, excellent skill from Sam Lane. Again, that 3D skill on the baseline. Just did such a good job. And then managed to find Hugo Ingles, but it was quite a tight angle. And Dom Dixon able to do what he needed to do to prevent the goal from being scored.
Dane Lett has played a lovely ball to Sam Hihar, perfectly weighted. Now Hihar trying to bounce it over the stick there of Bryden. Dylan Thomas to take the free hit or the long corner, and it's been taken away by Bryden. It's excellent work from Bryden, but Hihar's dispossessed him. Good work from him, and it's going to be a Falcons ball with Hanks to inbound it.
Contest between Bryden and Hihar there. They tackled each other 3 times in the space of about 30 seconds.
Yeah, both good players, 23 years of age. In fact, it's Dave for the 23-year-olds. You talked about Sam Lane, he's 23. He's having a tremendous game up front. Here he is, number 17, trying to get the ball again. Watching all of these games, remember, is Darren Smith, the Vantage Black Sticks coach. He'll be picking 25 players. Here's Ingles, one of them. Surely will be him in a couple of weeks. Thomas comes away with it. Maybe the Alpiners a little unlucky there, Lincoln.
Yeah, and yet another turnover. Hugo Ingles has pulled up lame here. It's not what you want to see when the Alpiners.
He's got a problem with his left leg, Ingles.
And he's trying to get off the pitch, but
oh dear,
struggling to do that.
Oh, Russell has got it.
Suddenly recovered, or no, he's not looking good. Hugo, he's within his rights just to sit down on the ground and ask the umpire to stop the match for him, but looks like he's going to try and box on here. Maybe he's just copped a dead leg, or it's not as severe as although he still is.
Oh, looked like a hamstring or something.
He's still running around like a deer that's been shot, but.
Yeah, he's coming to the sideline now. Hugo Ingles can't carry on, so Dylan Thomas is going to take his spot. Bryden coming forward here.
Be a big blow for the Alpiners if
Ingles can't get back.
Yeah, hopefully he's just taken a knock that he can recover from.
Ross over to Connell. Tarrant. Russell. Well, Russell, Tarrant, Lane. I say they need to step up in Ingles' absence, but they've been playing pretty well anyway, as has this man here, David Bryden. Oh, Bryden got himself in a little tangle there. Now Tarrant has stayed high up the pitch. Into the circle comes Blair Tarrant. There's a chance. Stopped by Dixon. And it's still there. No whistle. How did the Falcons get out of that? Big chance there for the Alpiners. Anyway, play continues. Russell's coming forward. Good tackle from McAleese. And now Jennis can break. Jennis putting the hard yards in, but Bryden's got him covered.
Good chase by Bryden.
Oh, I tell you what, Jacob Smith's got it now. This could open up for the Falcons at the other end of the pitch. It's a long corner.
Yes, end-to-end stuff. Really good. Like Dom Dixon just doing enough to keep that.
Did he what? It was a great save from him. And Van Workham has conceded the free hit with Dominic Newman on his shoelaces.
Yeah, certainly Dom Dixon's been the busier of the two keepers in the match so far. He's been called on to make a couple of pretty key stops so far. Already. Well, already we're early in the second half, aren't we? So it's not.
Well, let's see what happens with Jordan Ward. Now Sam Lane. In fact, that's Moss Jackson. Here's Lane. Tarrant sweeps it over to Rasmussen, who guides it down to Kane Russell.
Yeah, so the Falcons just not looking that comfortable in this match. They
good pass to
struggling
Thomas.
Quite a bit on the ball today. Not able to hold possession for very long without making a turnover. They're always dangerous on the break, of course. It's the one thing they're always going to have up their sleeve is their ability to create their own turnovers. But certainly Mike Delaney will be wanting them to take a little bit more care and possession.
Rasmussen gets through Jenis.
Good fake.
Wasn't it? Free hit is conceded.
Overhead opportunities on here.
There goes McAleese going straight down to Jacob Smith. Or Bryden off the handle. Brought that one down to deck. Great play from him.
Yeah, David Bryden is
good player.
Outstandingly good at making unconventional things look easy.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's making a good case to be player of the final if he keeps on playing like this. Whoops.
Unfortunately, probably the flip side of that's also true, is sometimes he can make conventional things look quite difficult.
Here's Smith. Ross has got rid of the ball off him, though. Thomas can't keep that in. Still no sign of Hugo Ingles after he came off with what looked like a hamstring injury. Finlay over to Brad Reed. Laying back defending. Olsen come back on. We'll unbound this here for the Falcons. Brad Reed over to McAleese.
He's made a couple of quite telling passes from the back so from this game, Shea McAleese.
Van Workum works away on Elder. Olsen again, and now Hanks. Shea McAleese. Olsen. Lane works away on him, but Hanks switches it over to Muskimin. That is a clean trap right there by Dylan Thomas. And here comes Moss Jackson. Thomas, good ball. Thomas to the circle's edge. McAleese has got that covered, though.
Yeah, good backtracking from Shea McAleese.
That was very good defending. Lots of composure on display there.
Again, a really good win. One of the Southerners are doing a good job. They're quite happy to just get themselves in front of the Falcon players and plonk their stick down.
This is Bushell. He's coming to the sideline here, or baseline here, but Nick Wilson has it. Hanks. Oh, Ross has got a big chance here for the Alpiners. Oh, what a save! Spectacular from Dixon. How did he get that one out? That was brilliant.
Nick Ross is on his knees just thinking, how unlucky can I be? I mean, that was just a...
Elder. Still alive here.
Fantastic save from Dominic Dixon. We'll see it on the replay here. Really good steal. He's done that probably 3 times in today's match, Nick Ross, and great connection. And Dixon at full stretch.
Man, I tell you what.
See another opportunity.
Oh, mate, that has. While we were watching the replay, the Falcons were probably even luckier not to concede a goal.
See it here. Crash ball from Tarrant, and yeah, Olsen just in a great position.
And Dixon was beating all ends up on that second occasion, but he had a teammate to save his butt. Well, big opportunities for the Alpiners in these last couple of minutes. But the Falcons keep a clean sheet. Now this press defence is working out okay, but it's come off Van Workum's leg.
Yeah, Bushell doing enough there. He's under quite a bit of pressure there. Nick Wilson all over him like a rash.
Tarrant. Aggressive play downfield, but Muskimin picks up the dregs.
You feel like this game's got a goal coming.
It does. I felt like a goal's coming right since the start, actually.
Our point is coming very close a couple of occasions in this last few minutes, but...
Well, Dixon's save right before would that be save of the tournament by the keepers. Brilliant stuff. Now Muskimin has been one of the Falcons' best performers. Smith picked up the ball, and now Dylan Thomas.
Still no sign of Hugo Ingles, so
no,
it could be a bit of a blow for the Alpiners if he's taking no further part in this match.
Cohen plays it into an Alpiners defender. That's excellent play there. There's Newman. Gives it to Connell. Good play from George Connell. Thomas gives away the free hit. That was a green card material there, wasn't it? Let's have it carry on anyway. Jackson. Jackson leaves it for Joseph Morrison. McAleese, good play again. It's outstanding play from him. And Janice wins the ball for his team. Downfield, Hihar ahead of him. Nick Wilson's still out there.
Here we go, so a critical period of this match here, just coming into the end of the third quarter.
Well, this is tight. Let. Bryden with another good stop.
Interesting to see if the Alpiners can maintain this. They're working quite hard when they're pressing. They'll be taking a little bit out of them. See if some gaps start to appear as the legs start to get a little bit tired.
Morrison takes it quickly. Clean tackle from McAleese. So he's made some big plays in these last 5 minutes, Shea McAleese.
Did really well there. It's probably the youngest man in the tournament against the oldest man, and
the oldest man won.
The oldest man won just with...
Oh, Wilson's brought this to deck. Individual brilliance maybe from Nick Wilson coming up. No, it's Bryden with another big stop, and he's got through. No whistle at all. Now Bryden milking a free hit there and getting away with it. And he delivers a cracking pass to Newman, who can't trap it. Oh, boy.
Cheapest it's all go. Probably should have trapped that Dom Dixon, but... Sorry, Dom Dixon. Dominic Newman. Wrong Dom.
Wrong Dom.
Wrong Dom.
It's McAleese. To Thomas. Wrong Tom. Here's Newman.
Quite remarkable the number of times Southern players just run up in front of a Falcons player and put his stick flat on the deck and just come up with the ball.
Bryden to Tarrant. Well, everyone on the edge of their seats here enjoying this game. We've had it all except a goal. Under 2 to play in quarter number 3.
That shot from Nick Ross, still the closest.
Yes.
Fantastic shot from him, and it just required every bit of Dom Dixon's goalkeeping ability to keep him out.
McAleese.
Beautifully weighted over here.
Wasn't
he just gave Brad Reed an opportunity to get himself out towards the sideline before he threw it.
Good press here from the Alpiners. But the Falcons have done well. Thomas gives it to Jenis. Connell was too smart for Jenis on that occasion. Morrison. Now Newman gives it to Connell, who's continued his run forward. Got Jackson ahead of him. This is better play from the Alpiners. Finlay needed to get through the legs there of Morrison as Ross comes to the circle's edge. And Smith just deflects it into the path there of Thomas. And now Jordan Ward. Good build-up by the Alpiners. Bryden.
Yeah, the Falcons are asleep here. How's George Connell got that ball?
Here's Connell again. It's deflected into the circle, and Dixon's called on again.
Yeah, a bit disorganised, the Falcons there. George Connell, I mean, he was in an unusual position because he's the right defender. He was at the top of the circle, and he had no one anywhere near him.
Well, they've done a lot of defending in this quarter, haven't they, the Falcons? And they've just got to hang on for 17 more seconds here. Clash of sticks, and the Falcons are getting away with it, and McAleese has earned another free hit. That is outstanding defending from McAleese in this quarter.
He's really stepped up, hasn't he? He's done some very key plays from Shea McAleese.
Well, I tell you what, he's kept his team in the hunt here because the Alpiners, based on what we've just seen in this last 15 minutes, should be ahead. But they aren't. It's still 0-0 at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, real dominant quarter from the Alpiners there. So it'll be interesting to see. They've had to, as I mentioned earlier, they've had to work pretty hard to achieve that dominance. And it will just be interesting to see if they can maintain that in this quarter. Falcons weathering a real storm out there. Tom Dixon certainly earning his keep. He has actually kept very well in this tournament, it has to be said. He was produced a few real class moments in the round robin rounds to keep his side ahead on the scoreboard, and he's doing it again today.
Well, the finals coming down to these last 15 minutes. If we can't get goals to break this deadlock, it'll be a shootout. In fact, that would be quite an apt ending to what's been a fantastic 3 matches from these two teams.
It would be. I always want goals, eh? So I'm happy to have a shootout, but I'd like both teams to score 3 in this quarter, because then, you know, always good to see some goals being scored. Very unusual for hockey games to end 0-0. So we have no Hugo Ingles on the pitch here. So getting word from the bench below us that maybe Ingles has got a hamstring problem.
And he's not going to come back either. I'm just getting the word from Grant Edwards' coach. So it's a shame for Hugo Ingles, isn't it?
It is a shame, because he is, I mean, he really is a guy who can conjure something up out of nothing. But I've got more than enough quality hockey players in their lineup, the Alpiners, to make do without Hugo.
Well, let's just also bear in mind, Lincoln, as we watch the Alpiners come forward here, their best chances in the game, which came in that last quarter, came after Ingles went off the field. So that's a good sign for the Southerners.
It certainly is. And it'll be really interesting to see what the Falcons try to come up with in this quarter, because they were really just chasing their tails for that last 15 minutes.
Wow, they did remarkably well not to concede in that 15-minute period. Terrence. This is the moment. This is the pointy end of the game where every little half kind of touch on a stick or every little deflection can have huge ramifications, with a trophy on the line, of course. Connell.
How well did he do there, George Connell? Jeez, he's been good defensively. It's a very good poise and timing in his tackle, and not a flashy player, but he does the business.
Ross. Bryden. There's Rasmussen with him. Kane Russell just ahead of him.
Urging his team to lock that ball on the side of the pitch, and they did a pretty good job there. Kept the Alpiners to one side where they had the numbers.
Well, the Alpiners for once looked out of ideas there. Maybe for one of the rare times in the match.
Yeah, they just got the press shape right there, the Falcons, and just made it really hard for David Bryden to get the ball to the other side of the pitch.
Thomas. Getting hustled by Russell. Hanks.
Want a free hit there, the Alpiners. It's not coming. Yeah, it was good hustle from Russell.
Apologies for more poetry there, folks.
It was, again, Alpiners content to allow the midfielder from the Falcons to receive the ball, and then you can hear them all yelling, get him, get him, get him. So they're clearly looking to allow that and then apply the pressure.
Well, Gennis lost his footing and Tarrant picks up the loose ball. McAleese. Again, very calm and composed. He had some serious hockey talent on him, but he got out of it. Hanks. Russell. No whistle. Yes, there is a whistle. Oh, it's Falcons' ball.
And might have been a little bit lucky to get a free hit there, the Falcons.
Oh, Hanks has got himself free. But Ross got back in an absolute flash.
Certainly a bit of feeling in this game now. Both sides, you can hear their frustration. Most umpiring calls starting to be met with groans and appeals. Doesn't necessarily say, not always about the umpires, that.
Bryden.
Again, the Falcons shutting one side of the field off. Good positioning by Jake Smith, forcing the Alpiners. Just, yeah, David Bryden again getting stuck on that side of the pitch. It's sometimes he's perhaps just taking a step too far and allowing himself to get then wrapped in on one side.
Reed goes aerial. Now Finlay can control this. Clash of sticks might work out here for Wilson. No, it's Bryden salvaging things, but only maybe temporarily for the Alpiners. Long corner. Comes back for Trent Lett.
This is a rare moment with the Falcons having possession in the attacking half here.
Yeah, Anderson's been largely unemployed, hasn't he? In the second half, Muskimen has given up the free hit. Ross.
Yeah, pretty good by Nick Ross there. He didn't really have any options, and then he just secured the ball and won the free hit, or won the sideline free hit. That's what you need your midfielders to do. Just make sure they don't turn the thing over when they don't have any passes on.
Blair Tarrant. Interesting to see the tactics of these two teams. Just a little quieter so far.
Russell's found himself all the way at the back here for the Tridents.
Oh, that's a strong play there from Trent Lett, and a good pass to Smith. Wilson's up there. Smith tries to find Wilson in the centre. It's tipped, and here comes Thomas. Just eluded him just for a second. Penalty corner is appealed for, and they get it. The Central Falcons have got a penalty corner.
George Connell doing some charades there, I think, trying to indicate that the ball's hit him quite high.
They did well there. It was Thomas and Wilcox on that side. So now
they make a good sort of cop duo, those two. So you one. I feel it's always good when you see those police dramas and there's two working together. They've got quite different body types.
Yes. 18 goals the Falcons have scored in this tournament. 15 have been from the field. Just 3 penalty corners have gone in. Let's see if Thomas can deliver. Dane Lett is there, and so too is Jacob Smith. It's been deflected away by the lead runner, Bryden.
The Falcons felt they might have clipped the body, but I don't know if it did. And
here comes Finlay. Bryden makes another big stop, but he's lost it again. There goes the reverse stick shot across the face. It's going to be Falcons' ball, though. 9 minutes to play in this final. We're on the edge of a credit card. There's McAleese. Looks to get it falling the Falcons' way, but Tarrant comes away, and now the Alpiners can break. Muskimen puts the hard yards in. Excellent running back by Harry Muskimen.
Pump the old fires there, Harry Muskimen.
Oh,
great steal by Tarrant.
Here goes Tarrant. Thomas is there with him. Tarrant. No goal. Tarrant.
Oh, he's disappointed with himself where Tarrant, the heavens opened up from there. So we see the replay, and I mean, I don't know what Blair Tarrant was doing up there, but he's won the ball off Brad Reed, and he thought about shooting there, put it to the reverse, and the keeper went down.
Agonising.
Just sailed past.
He did everything right there, Tarrant, except get it on target.
It's the other end of the field there. Dominic Newman made a very risky challenge. Good skills by Gennis.
Gennis coming into the circle. But it's composure that wins the day for the Alpiners. Now, Lane's tearing way upfield. Can Jackson get him the ball? Jackson runs. Now he goes for Lane. And it's gone out. And it will be Falcons' ball.
Electric stuff here. I mean, if this ends 0-0, I see if both captains can vote to play a 5th period.
Well, the other issue here...
I don't want it to end.
The other issue, we'll get to that in a minute, is Wilson. That's a great ball. Here's a chance for Wilcox, but it's saved by Anderson. Again, he had the near post covered.
Great ball, great lead, Matt Wilcox, and just a beautiful pass to the help side of the pitch. You can see it here.
Superb
and
from Wilson.
Wilcox is drifting wide of his marker. pulled the trigger, but Anderson doing a good job. Hasn't had much to do for a while, George Anderson, so he did pretty well there.
Well, Wilson created that chance.
Falcons just starting to do a little bit more, starting to, say, flex their muscle or flap their wings.
Ross, beautiful touch. Here's Jordan Ward. Nice ball into Kane Russell. Russell plays it forward, lanes the target. It's bounced up and hit him in the inner thigh.
Good counter-attack. Just Lane unable to bring that ball under control.
Wow, that was promising too, wasn't it? Reed.
They've got just under 7 minutes to play here.
Now Skimmon, this is looking good for the Falcons.
Some real energy in this match.
Oh, it was quiet there for a while, but now it's really open as Janice comes into the circle. Look out! Here's a goal! No, yes!
It is. No, it's not. Back of the stick. Oh, it's hit the back of the stick. How did that not go in? Oh, Janice has hit the post.
Well, it did go in. It did go in. Watch Jacob Smith here.
It's come off the post here, and then I think...
Oh.
Yeah, it's the back. Yeah, it's clearly the back of the stick. Good umpiring, Gareth Greenfield.
But how?
Jacob Smith.
How unlucky were they?
They're pretty unlucky.
I mean, the bounce off the post was really awkward for Smith.
He just found himself at full stretch and he couldn't turn his stick over to get it on the edge. You're allowed to use the edge, but you definitely can't use the back.
Wow.
And well spotted by, he's in good position there, Greenfield, to make sure he got that decision right.
Wow, both teams surviving by the skin of their teeth. What a game. What drama have we got coming with these last 5 minutes and 40 seconds?
Connell trying to take a few too many liberties there. Whoa.
Bryden.
Yeah, scintillating stuff here. Oh, it's an uncharacteristic mistake by Kane Russell.
Smith picks up the loose ball. Now, Cohen.
Certainly been the Falcons this last 5 minutes.
Dane Letts. Cohen. Remember Hugo Ingles, one of the star players for the Alpiners. Blew a hammy in the third quarter. Haven't seen him again. Won't see him again.
One of the unfortunate things for the Alpiners, if we do go to a shootout, that
don't have Ingles.
Ingles is a guaranteed
Here's
goal.
Genesaur. Scramble. Defence there. Appeals for a penalty corner. Go unanswered. Thomas with a fierce shot, but Anderson got rid of it. What a stop from George Anderson.
Yeah, that was a big play by Tarrant to clear that, and I don't know if it caught a foot, but advantage was played. And again, I said that earlier, Thomas had a forehand shot in the first half. He's shooting high from a long way out, and it kind of looks spectacular, but it actually is reasonably easy stuff.
Oh, stopped. Turnover. Here comes Dane Lett. Plenty of Falcons players up there. The long corner.
It's a little bit silly from George Connell trying to crack that ball from that corner of the park. It was a high chance of getting turned over it. And he was lucky he didn't pay a high price for that.
It's all the Falcons at the moment in these last few minutes.
Oh, what's Finn Ward doing there?
That's a sandwich and a half, that one. Falcons, all the players forward here. And Hanks is not going to get that poor pass from McAleese. Well, error there from McAleese. Under 4 to play. Remember, if we're locked at full time, we're going to a shootout to decide the winner of this Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League. And they'll all suggest it's been dull and a bit uninspired, but it's been far from that.
It's been very
Tarrant, great skill.
Exciting stuff.
Super skill from Blair Tarrant. Now Rasmussen to Morrison, right on the baseline. Lovely little play, but McAleese read it. Gelder was the intended recipient of that pass. Tarrant, who got things cracking under pressure from Hiha.
Free hit, yeah, we're set for still 3 minutes to play here. We still feel like there could be a goal. Falcons starting to really... Oh.
Great ball for McAleese to Finlay. Look out, Sam Hiha! There's the goal with 2:45 to play. Sam Hiha found himself wide open in this circle.
Oh, doesn't he deserve it, the Malaysian Prince? He's had an outstanding tournament. He's not Malaysian at all, of course, but a fantastic finish. So, and Sean Finlay, he's been outstanding as well. Good pass, and hee-ha through the middle, and bang. Just absolutely hammers it in the corner. So keeper immediately off here for the Alpiners. Keeper immediately off. And yeah, just be interesting to go a little bit further back on the replay and work out what was going on, why there was the big hole there in the middle of the Alpiners' defence.
Well, we know
really opened up there.
We mentioned that one slide error. And here's Terrence to Ross.
Yeah, this will be a riveting 2 minutes 20 to play.
Ross.
I'd normally be mowing the lawns on a Sunday afternoon, but I'm glad I'm not.
Connell plays it in, but it's deflected away by McAleese.
Good job by McAleese. That was actually very difficult to deal with. Bouncing ball, and he deflected it nice and safely out.
Finlay concedes the free hit. In fact, it's gone the other way, of course. Now McAleese. Now the Falcons can
Alpiners
close this down.
One last chance here. That's what they are looking for. Can they work a penalty corner? Give there.
Free hit, lots of chatter on the sideline.
So
Bryden.
Blair Tarrant, the experienced campaigner. He'll start to get himself into some slightly unusual positions here to try and force
Russell.
an opportunity.
Here's Connell. Now it's into the circle. Here's... Oh, it's just gone straight out. And Elder. Well, that's where you need composure.
Jeez, he could have done better with that. Good Elder. He could have done better with that.
1 minute to go. McAleese again, in no hurry to take this. It's just soaked up another 4 or 5 seconds. Muskimen. Muskimen. Hustling hard for the ball was Newman. Free hit has been given to the Alpiners. 40 seconds. Here's Bryden. Now to Russell. Will he crash it in? What about Bryden? Bryden to the baseline on Finlay. Penalty corner.
Oh. It's a big call. It's a big call. And Sean Finlay, certainly that's what Bryden was looking for. He just sort of ran into... Not known for his stick skill in these situations. And Finlay, well, it's probably fair. I think he's showing all of his 18 years of inexperience there, Sean Finlay. He's leaned on David Bryden. And when you do that in that situation, you make yourself vulnerable. He just needed to keep his poise and hold off the tackle.
Well, the Alpiners have their 2 gun penalty corner takers on the field. Kane Russell wearing 7. And Sam Lane wearing 17. Dominic Newman is going to inject it. 29 seconds left. It's Lane. Lane's got it in when we're locked up. What a game.
Keeper will come back on and... Well, we're 15 seconds. Oh, it's going to be hard for a team to score in 15 seconds. And Sam Lane, how clutch is this?
Well, I'm glad they went to Lane because he's been the best PC taker in this Alpiners lineup. Lane gets his 6th goal of the
Falcons,
tournament.
I think, banked on this going to Russell. They ran the man straight at Dane Lett, running at Kane Russell. But the ball going to Sam Lane.
Now, 15 seconds to go. It's the Falcons maybe with the last chance. Thomas down to Jacob Smith. 8 seconds left, and it's going to be Alpiners ball that's going to do it. We're going to a shootout. We're going to a shootout to decide the champion. What a way to end it.
You called it, Glenn. You called a shootout.
Well,
history
got
certainly
a bit lucky.
Not on the Southerners' side when it comes to shootouts. They've lost the only 2 they've had in this tournament. The previous finals that the Southern team has been in the former NHL competition, they lost both of them on shootout.
Well,
they also don't have Hugo Ingles to take one, who's their guaranteed goal man. So, I mean, look, it's all there. It's all there for the Falcons, but anything can happen in a shootout. It's a bit of a lottery.
Well, what a game.
I prefer to see some golden goal. We're having such a good time in that match. It's just now it just seems like a bit of a letdown to head into a shootout. But anyway, that's where we're going.
Yeah, well, great game nonetheless. Thoroughly enjoyable. And I think it's actually, if you're not either a Falcons or an Alpiners fan, I think that's a fairly fair result. It's been a very even contest between these two.
Yeah, certainly felt that through the first three quarters, particularly quarter three, the Alpiners were the dominant side, had the better chances, but really that last quarter, for the most part, was pretty much one-way traffic. The Falcons really coming into their own there.
Okay, so the penalty shootout, we should just take a moment as these teams congratulate each other before we start the shootout. It's going to be a best-of-3 shootout, so 3 players are going to be nominated per team. Then if it's locked up after the best-of-3, we'll go to sudden death, and then the players will just rotate. The same 3 will rotate around until we get a winner. And each shootout we've actually had through the Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League this year, in both the men's and women's competition, have gone to sudden death. So it's all on again here. Now there's discussions, of course, going on amongst the coaching staff here. Mike Delaney, Mark Borges and Peter Miskimmon all discussing which 3 players are going to...
Which they're going to use.
Same with the Alpiners.
I'd be tempted to use Hugo Ingles even on one leg.
Well, look, I tell you what, he's being talked about right now by some of the coaching staff. I don't know, though, whether he can run.
He's looking a little bit ginger on that leg. Might be a little bit much even for him.
Yeah, what a shame. What a shame. He's been one of the stars of the tournament, that is for sure. How good has he been all the way through? He's
had a good week.
What a perfect way to end the Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League for 2020 with a shootout. Looks like Jacob Smith, Dylan Thomas and Stephen Jenis are going to be the players that are going to go with for the Falcons. Don't know about the Alpiners just yet. I think they're still deciding it. Grant Edwards is talking to the officials right now.
Well, Nick Ross, I think, would be one of them.
Sam Lane, you'd have to go with, wouldn't you?
No, he doesn't tend to take them. I
don't
know why, because you'd think he'd be quite good. He's got good
stick work, he's fast.
Stick work, he's good awareness.
Got some deception about him.
Maybe he is in there. Okay, maybe he is. It looks like he is.
Okay, so Ross, Lane, and it's Finn Ward.
Yeah, a bit of responsibility for Finn Ward.
Yeah, but he's got good stick work. Ward has scored a few goals for the Alpiners through this tournament, hasn't he? 3, in fact.
Yeah, it's interesting. They haven't gone with Russell or Tarrant, but Tarrant Russell tend to take the old sort of charge in there and whack it approach, which can be a bit hit and miss. So perhaps going for 3 guys with a little bit of wizardry.
Well, so just to confirm the 3 players for each team, the 3 taking the shootouts, or the attempts in the shootout for the Falcons are going to be Jacob Smith, Stephen Jenis and Dylan Thomas. And the 3 for the Alpiners, Nick Ross, Sam Lane and Finn Ward.
And, yep, it's always... the fact that it's only 3 means there's a few less bodies on the turf in terms of the players, but we still will have about 45,000 officials as they all come flooding on now.
They do. And the
men in blue making their way out into the pitch.
Let's not forget, too, how important the goalkeepers are going to be over the next 5 or so minutes. Dom Dixon for the Falcons and George Enison for the Alpiners. And, of course, the clock is always the other factor, isn't it, Lincoln? 8 seconds. The players have got to get their goal scored. Otherwise, it's a big cross next to their name.
Yeah, 8 seconds is quite a lot of time, but I guess it's still a short enough period that you do feel a little bit of pressure.
So here we go. We're not far away from the start of the shootout. It's going to be Nick Ross, the Southern Alpiners captain, to take the first of the attempts.
Big moment here for Dom Dixon.
So here goes Nick Ross. Dom Dixon is... Oh, he's done it! How did he stop that?
What a recovery.
Scrambling goalkeeping skills there from Dixon.
Just a moment here when Nick Ross pauses. He beats him, and then here he pauses. And I don't know that he should have done that. Had he put the ball straight in, I don't think Dixon was recovering, but that pause just allowed Dixon the chance.
So Jenis now on George Enison. And it's 1-0 to the Falcons.
Oh, it's good stuff. They call him the Juice, and it was a very concentrated effort from him.
Remember, the Alpiners have already been involved in 2 shootouts in this tournament and lost both of them. Now Finn Ward, the youngster, Finn Ward, just 20 years of age, from Otago, up against Dom Dixon. Oh, it's hit the crossbar and gone over. No way.
It was a strange option to go for.
Well, that means
to flick the ball in from there. It's especially against such a big man. He's tried to lob him.
Oh, hit the top of the crossbar, which means if Smith gets it, it's the Falcons' title. George Anderson's got to stop Jacob Smith. Time ticking away here for Jacob Smith, and he's done it. George Anderson keeps them in the hunt.
Well, Sam Lane has to score.
So
a young man from Temuka.
So it's still 1-0 in the best of three shootout. So it all comes down to this. Sam Lane, who's had a sensational Premier Hockey League. Lane reverses it. It's saved. It's done. And it's the Central Falcons who are the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier League Hockey champions.
Yeah, Dom Dixon, it's a pretty outstanding effort from him. A couple of occasions there he had to recover, and he has surrounded, deservedly so, by his teammates, and some sort of body pile going on there. And the hoodoo for the Southern Alpiners on shootouts continues.
Final score, 1-0 in the shootout. And it was after a thrilling 1-1 score between the Falcons and the Alpiners in regulation. So the Central Falcons have done the double. They win the women's and the men's titles. As we have a look at this. Goal once again in normal time from Sam Hihar. That got the Falcons in front 1-0 with just a few minutes to go. Sam Lane equalised inside the last 20 seconds from a penalty corner. Watch him, he's number 17. Bury that penalty corner.
Yeah, and Sean Finlay will sleep a little bit easier at night because it was his error that led to that penalty corner.
So that gets the job done. The Central Falcons have got it by 1-0. We'll have the presentation for you very shortly.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more, and go further. Now available with the Ford Assured Future Value Finance offer. Simply pick your payment plan and at the end of the term, choose if you want to keep your Ford Escape, return your Ford Escape, or upgrade to a new Ford. Easy. Ford. Bring on tomorrow.
So, Egypt, exciting.
It's been my lifelong dream to see the sunrise over the pyramids. Oh, it's silly, really.
Not at all. The room, it must be 502.
More than ever, we need our parents to be more supportive
so we can go out there and have some fun.
We're on a mission to find some of our most famous sport parents.
To give our parents some helpful advice.
So do you think he'll be able to help us out?
Absolutely.
When I played sport, it was all about having fun.
Talk about the effort they win and not about the fact that they won the game.
Try and encourage our kids to get involved in as many sports as possible.
We want to build kind, strong, resilient athletes.
They see and watch your behaviour all the time. They see everything.
You know, don't pressurise them and trying to make them improve too quickly.
Kids coming in with a lot of overtraining injuries.
They're not supposed to know how to have the winning mindset at the age of 12.
If they come off that field or come off that court with a smile on their face, then I'm a happy man.
We came up with 10 golden rules for being an awesome sport parent.
To check them out, go to besportive.kiwi.
Well, what a week, what a tournament, and welcome to the presentation of the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League. It's been a tough year for all sport in New Zealand, tough year for all of hockey, but it's great to have you here today to celebrate and recognise what's been a great week. Now, we've got a couple of awards to hand out, but before we do that, let's hear from Ken Mapleston, the General Manager of Community Events for Hockey New Zealand. Ken.
Thanks, Glenn. What a wonderful day we've had and an amazing final, so thanks to both teams. Great exhibition of hockey and a bit of drama at the end for all of us that came along and watched and all those on TV. From a Hockey New Zealand point of view, after a really tough and challenging year for everyone, obviously with our friend COVID, we're so pleased to have got through this 4 weeks of hockey for the men's and women's inaugural Premier Hockey League, and it's been such a fantastic exhibition of hockey for us to close out 2020. I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank all those sponsors of Hockey New Zealand who have stood by us this year and made this event possible, and also lots of other things that go on around hockey in our community. So Sentinel Homes, the naming rights partner of the Premier Hockey League, Vantage, the principal partner of the Vantage Black Sticks, and Computer Concepts Limited and Sky Sport, the major partners for the Black Sticks and Hockey New Zealand. There's also a range of other sponsors: Sport New Zealand, Ford, Lotto, Kookaburra, Educare, Wardrobe World, Cello, Zuno and the University of Waikato. Without their support, we can't do these sorts of things and we can't make hockey grow across the country. So thank you so much. To the organisers of the Premier Hockey League, to Declan and his team at Waikato Hockey, thanks so much for all your efforts over the last 4 weeks. You've really helped us put on a great event for the players and the staff and all the people to come along and watch. To the volunteers, particularly the ball kids, you've put in a huge effort over all of the match days, which has been greatly appreciated. A big thank you to the umpires and officials. Again, without them we can't have good games of hockey, and they're all volunteers as well, giving up their time to come along and make this a great experience for the players and the coaches. And I'd particularly like to thank all the supporters, both here today and online, that have watched all the games over the last few weeks. Your support of this series and also hockey in general is much appreciated. And just a last thank you to the team at Hockey New Zealand. We had a couple of missed starts with the Premier League due to COVID, but we finally got there, and it's been a huge effort to deliver this, so thank you so much. Thank you. And just two last things from me. One is to the players. Again, great exhibition of hockey today. You guys, in a really challenging and uncertain year, have made a great effort to come along and really finish the year with an outstanding level of hockey. I hope you have a good summer break, and once again, thanks so much for your enthusiasm and engagement across the 4 weeks of hockey. It's been really appreciated. And just lastly, thank you to Sir Owen Glenn. Obviously, we acknowledged him earlier today with a life membership of Hockey New Zealand, which is well deserved. And it's great to have you here to present the trophy to the winning team in a few moments. Thanks so much.
Thanks very much, Ken. Well, let's get to the MVP of the tournament now, and it's a great pleasure to name this trophy the Archibald MVP. Of course, famous name in New Zealand hockey, Jeff Archibald, a member of the gold medal winning team in 1976, and Ryan Archibald, who's here today. Ryan, come on forward, because it's great to have your name on the trophy. Just tell us, first of all, what it's like to have your name on the trophy.
Oh, well, obviously, it's a really big honour to be acknowledged, both my father and I, so very appreciative for all those that were keen to have our name on the trophy, and nice to be able to give this to the outstanding player of the tournament.
Can't let you go. What a game. Great final, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a superb final. I thought the quality of the game was really high, in particular some outstanding defending, some outstanding goalkeeping, and a great way to finish the tournament with a bit of excitement with a shootout.
Did you have itchy feet?
I was pretty relaxed, to be honest, about who was going to win. But no, I thought it was good hockey, and well done to Hockey New Zealand for getting this comp up and running.
All right, here we go, folks. The winner of the Archibald MVP for the 2020 Sentinel Homes Hockey League is Jacob Smith from the Falcons. Jacob, congratulations, and I'm just going to pass the microphone to you. Say some words.
Thanks. Can't say I was expecting to get this, considering the calibre of players we had on show this week, but really humbled to receive this, particularly the Archibald Trophy. I guess I've looked up to Ryan and Jeff for a long time and had a long association with them, so it's pretty cool for me. To the Alpiners, I think you guys played an awesome week of hockey, particularly this weekend, and there's no doubt you guys deserve to be in the final. Obviously could have gone either way, but congrats to you guys. You played some awesome hockey this week in particular. And to the boys, I think we always said this week is going to be about our team together as quickly as possible, creating a culture, and we did that, and I think everyone saw that, and it was just really awesome to be a part of. Thank you, everyone.
Well done, Jacob. Congratulations, Jacob, once again. Well, it's our final award. Here we are. It's the Sir Owen Glenn Men's Premier League Hockey Trophy. And, of course, it goes to the winning team, weren't they? Just getting over the line. The Central Falcons. Congratulations. I'm not sure who to invite. Shay? Your captaincy shared it around. But Shay can come forward and receive the Sir Owen Glenn Premier Men's Hockey League Trophy. Shay, come back. Come back. Thank you, Sir Owen. Well, Shay, just a quick word about the final. That was tight games. I know you played a lot of hockey in your career, but gee, that was a tight game, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it could have gone either way, as you saw. I thought the chances were pretty even throughout the game. Both teams put on a bit of a defensive display, and both keepers played really well as well. Probably didn't put as many goals in for either side, but as it always is when it goes to shootout, I think it's 50-50, and credit to Dom, who obviously saved all three, which is uncommon. And you can thank, I'm sure you got some people to thank? Obviously New Zealand Hockey for putting on the event and all the sponsors that have been involved, and it's great to see a few fans here. There haven't been too many through the weeks, but great to see a few on finals day. And the big thanks goes to the boys. It is always interesting bringing two teams together, and I thought we bound together really well from day one. And then obviously to our management. But then again, big thanks to the Alpiners guys. I thought it's always challenging playing the same team twice in a row, and it's going to turn out to be a tough fought battle, and we showed that today. Well done, Shay. Congratulations to the Falcons, and hard luck to the Alpiners. Great game played by you guys today, and congratulations to the Tridents and the Mavericks, who played out an entertaining game for third place. Well, that wraps it up here. Hope you've enjoyed the month of hockey here on Sky Sport. It's been a pleasure to bring it to you. We've got news coming, of course, before Christmas with the naming of the Vantage Black Sticks for both the men's and the women's. We're looking forward to that. Thank you for watching, and fingers crossed we'll do it all again next year.
The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Sentinel Homes, Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Sky Sport, your home for hockey, and Sport New Zealand. The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League, live.